In this exercise, we're going to be discussing creating drawings. Now, drawings in Inventor are a little bit different than other 2D programs. In AutoCAD, for example, if somebody says, give me a drawing, we're usually talking about a DWG file. That DWG file contains the model, any kind of notes, everything about that object is all containerized in that one drawing. Now, you may have some XREFs and things like that, but with Inventor, the drawing is really talking about the paper or the object with a border on it. If you come over here and you take a look at these standard templates, we have two different types of drawings here. You can open up, and right away you know this is a drawing because you have a border, you have a title block, things like that. So if somebody talks about a drawing in Inventor, they're talking about this digital paper that has the title block and the border and what we're going to put on here to make up a drawing. If we open up a drawing here, I have a couple different ones. I have one that we did for our LCD monitor. This one actually has an overlay view showing the different overlays. I can open up another drawing here. You can see this one has multiple views. Normally a drawing will have dimensions. So I could come into this part and I could retrieve the dimensions of said part. So you'll have dimensions in here, you'll have some notes in here. Inside of Inventor, the drawing has these drawing resources. So you have things like title blocks. Insert that in there. So now we have a title block on our drawing. The drawings can be made up of multiple sheets. Right click down here in the white area and say New Sheet. So you can jump back and forth between these sheets with these different views. You can actually move information from sheet to sheet. So if I wanted to take my isometric here, I could drop it on this other sheet. And I can modify these. Actually decrease the scale and increase the scale. So you can make this thing just great big and giant. For whatever reason, we wanted it to really pop out on a sheet. The drawings can consist of different size sheets, different amounts of sheets. So we have our different parts that make up our drawing. The way Inventor looks at the drawings is the drawings are kind of linked to everything. So this is a drawing of a part. Then we could have a drawing of a assembly. Shows multiple parts. So in the real world, there may actually be this drawing of the assembly, and then each of these parts in this assembly would have its own drawing. Then we could have a presentation view that shows this assembly exploded, and you could see how it's assembled together. We can also have things like bill of materials. We can have different types of views such as section, detail, breakouts. This is, of course, an overlay view. In the electrical world, you can get into nail boards and connector views. If you come up here and look, we can actually go over to the different areas between the views and the annotation. So we can put in all of our dimensions and our leaders and our text. We have our whole charts, our revision charts. So you have a lot of information that can go on this drawing. I always tell people to remember in Inventor, when you think drawing, think of that piece of paper you're going to take out on the shop floor. Even if it's a screen out there on the floor, this is the 2D version of your model. So that somebody can use this to assemble it, they can use it to build it, they can use it to put into a CNC and cut it out. There's several different things that you have to have a drawing for, and Inventor is very good at creating these. In later exercises, we'll actually go through step by step how to actually create these drawings. If I wanted to look back over here, I'll show you real quick. I don't want you to follow along. This is just more of an example of how easy it is to go through and create a base view of something. If I take this part here, adjust my scale, and decide how I want it to look. You can go different views, create. You can see there, I can see my key now. I can actually do a section view very quickly. So as you can see, Inventor has very easily allowed me to go through and create a drawing. I can create these projected views and show the different views. You can even make these in color. So if I'm giving this instruction manual to an end user or somebody who's not familiar with what this part does, make it very easy for them to see. If I need to change something like scale, with Inventor is very easy to do. Just grab and move. Now we're creating drawings. So I wanted you to see how easy this was and see how it works. So now we've created a drawing. Like I said, I don't necessarily want you to follow along. I just want you to understand that whenever we talk about drawings, we're talking about this 2D world and that this is how you create them. So take a look at this. Take a look at some of the examples that you can find in there and play with them. I'm not going to give you any particular examples. I just wanted you to understand what drawings are. And then later on in exercises, we'll go hands-on and we'll actually play with some drawings.